We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. There was a nation living in peace and unity. Yeah. They are people with love and harmony. Oh, yeah. They saw greatness rise up to its purity. With another people of different culture, a different heritage, biased and oppressive. Oh, I see. A nation from trigger of Africa, rising with strength and might and power. In due time, nobody gonna praise us. Rather, you all gonna embrace her. With your flag, with your flag, with your flag, with your flag. Oh yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. Oh yeah, Biafra is our home. Oh, it's my home. Yeah, Biafra is our home.
I reminisce way back 1967. Death toll on the blood couldn't count them even. Mama screaming, child squealing, pops on the ground. 2.5 years, over 3 million's gone. Why? Cause we asked for our freedom, and we're going back to our sovereign kingdom. They shut us down when we cried, the world said nothing. Sitting back in the crib, watching our suffering. Should I talk about the planes dropping shells like rain? Suka had the first taste of a hero's blood. Abagana Zobuni wave was stronger than flood, but the joke is too strong and fought them off on the chart. Thought the bloodshed's gone, then it came again. 216 and the massacre, it started again. So bloody name, I couldn't cry tears. Blood dripping down my eyes, water in my veins. We died trying to fight the cause and we're trying to break him. It's our freedom, but the world was against us.
Wave your flag over Africa. Welcome people of Biafra. Wave your flag over all the world. See those people of Zion is here.
It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion. It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. Yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. I see the rising sun from Africa. Oh, this is time of victory. Oh, yeah. I see future in Africa. Oh, yeah. People of Biafra. See light shining on the world. Oh, yeah.
What's that, Martin? We're not fighting each other. We know where we're going and what's there. There is nothing anybody can do. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm wherever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker. I can assure you. If Biafra is fighting for you, no one will touch your property. If you're fighting alone, you're bound to lose it. So Biafra is the best. We will become the 16th member country of ECOWAS. If Nigeria doesn't release those properties, then we'll take them to court and we'll get them back. even twice the value. The Jews had investments all over the world. Most of the priceless artifacts and paintings belonged to many families in Germany. It was stolen by the Nazi Party. Do you know that? Eventually they got everything back with compensation on top of it. That's what we're going to do. If you touch our investments, we'll come back for you. And we'll know where we can get it from. So there is nothing for anyone to worry about. It's only if I'm not stopping you from being a Nigerian, if you are born on the streets of Lagos and you want to be a Lagosian and your name is Adama, oh, well and good. There's no problem.
Did we?
Onye si na agata anya ahụhụ ma ọ bụ na anyị fe arụsị anyị wee na-efe arụsị iwe were iwe gị na ọmụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị konye ka ọ gaa ubi ga arụ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọ bụ anyị mara aka n'ime ha si maka ha aga n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọya nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokonye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị agaghị isi na-ehu ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizoba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro bi na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ bịa ka iwe dịtụ ozu ọ bụ ọkọwa mgbe mmiri Goliath Chineke nna nke igwe ruo ememiri Fero site otu a mee ka Fero ka ọ guzo n'ihu ụmụ ndị anyị ga-ebi ka o wee taa akọkọ igiri ụtọ ọzọ ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụ nwa bụ ekekere n'igwe n'ụwa onye ọbụla kere gị n'oge mmalite n'oge ọgwụgwụ kama anyị nwe anyị gwa anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama ma akpọ na okwu gị na-anọgide ego mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe na-ekebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu abịa ma
Welcome. Thank you for joining us wherever you're joining from. Kindly like and share the program to our platform. Share to family and friends. Share to those that are close to you on this, our evening section of exposition. We will continue to speak the truth and we will continue to tell them that thing they are afraid of hearing. That truth that is scaring them. That is what we have come to tell. We will continue to say it. It doesn't matter how they feel, what they think. It doesn't matter the name they call us. It doesn't matter the attack. We will continue to stand our ground. Focus on that which we believe, not on what we are told, not on what people push us to do, but we are doing what we believe. Personally, in this platform, I follow what I believe. I follow information that I trust. I speak about information that I represent. So remember that in this platform, it is not a platform where we get violence. We don't instigate violence. We don't promote hate. We don't attack people or individuals. All we do is to promote the cause of Biafra and to expose the enemy, more especially the atrocities of the Janjaweed against us. So wherever you are watching this program from this evening, I welcome you and I appreciate you for being part of the program. A lot has happened throughout the whole week. and continue to happen even as we speak. Today is Saturday. It is weekend. So many of you are having one or two things to do for the weekend. So many of you are having one program or the other. Whatever you want to do with weekend, I'm not going to waste your time. I equally appreciate you for giving me part of your time on this weekend, because this is a time that some of us used to attend to family issues and personal issues apart from job. But at the same time, because of how important the Biafran restoration is to us, we speak every single day. Even when it is very difficult, we try to squeeze out time to come and speak. So I appreciate every one of you, and I thank you all for being here. The most important topic that we are discussing everywhere is that today, it is not only you and I that are speaking that word. It is not only you and I that are using that word they don't want to hear. Today, voices are coming out. And I believe that Chukwu Okike Abiyama is doing something. If you don't believe that Chukwu Okike Abiyama is in charge of this struggle, this time you need to believe. With what is happening today, if you don't believe before that Chukwu Okike Abiyama, that God is involved in this restoration of Biafra, if you don't believe before, you need to believe now. Because how things are going now is just miracle. Everything that is happening today is happening because God wants it to happen. Not because of your effort. We know we have tried a lot. So many of us have committed time and money. But as it stands today, everything is on standstill. Since after the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our Prime Minister took over and we recovered very, very fast. Now that our Prime Minister have taken for us, it is almost impossible for us to recover, because there is nobody that is fit to put in that shoe that we were wearing. Nobody is strong enough or bold enough to wear that shoe of Mazi Simon Ekpa or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is sad. But in as much as how sad it is, we will not give up. Every single one of us must continue to make their little contributions, continue to do the little things you can in your own way, and remain positive. There is still light at the end of the tunnel. All hope is not lost. You can see Chukwu Okike Abiyama raising people, even in Washington, D.C. Chukwu Okike Abiyama is raising people, bringing up the case of Biafra, the case of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is very important. This is something that they cannot run away from. And that is why I always say, each time you hear about Christian genocide, the Biafran issue must come in. Unless it's an enemy that is talking about it. If it is a hater of Biafra, they will try as much as they can to remove us from the picture. But if it is somebody who genuinely wants to show concern, you cannot escape talking about Biafra. And when I say that, if you don't pay attention, you won't understand. Mike Arnold has just proven what I have just been saying for a very long time. There was a program I did where I connected the Christian genocide to Biafran genocide that has been happening since 1945 to date. I did a program where I connected all of them, connected the dots. That was why when I saw the program that was done by Arnold, I was so happy. The way he lined up his points, starting from the origin, Ottoman Danfodio, up to the Tinubu of today, mentioning names one after the other. You don't see such kind of presentation easily. You don't see it. And that is why they have been blocking him from presenting anything in Washington, D.C. The lobbyists have been blocking him. They have been trying to hinder him from making the president. Even at this last presentation, his name was included, not included in the list. Because if they knew that his name is there, they would do everything to remove him. They know the quality of information he has. They know his reputation. But I thank Chukwu Okike Abiama that he made a way for him and he was able to present our case before the whole world. And I bet you Nigeria will never remain the same. In a very short, Nigeria can never escape United States of America under Donald Trump. They will not escape. They can continue to do their bribery and corruption, but I believe by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama, they will never escape this time. Not because we are too strong. How much do we have to compete with the billions they are spending? How much do we have? The Biafrans. Come on to raise money and get a lawyer for our prime minister is difficult for Biafrans. To raise money, to pay a lawyer to stand in for our prime minister, Mazi Samuel Ekpanjego, is a problem. Let alone paying millions of dollars for lobbying in DC. But as you can see, Chukwu Okike Abiama by himself is lobbying for us. Chukwu Okike Abiama is lobbying for us. There are still good people out there. There are still people that have conscience. There are people that are touched, that are doing things without anybody begging them or talking to them. So I believe that Biafra is still possible. And that is why Nigeria is spending money, buying social media platforms, sponsoring social media platforms, lobbying in the United States, lobbying in UK, lobbying in EU, United Nations. Every angle they are lobbying, pouring millions of dollars. They even borrow money to lobby. What do we have? We don't have anything to challenge them on lobbying. But what we have is greater than what they can ever have. What we have as Biafrans is something they can never, ever, ever have. The truth. And Chukwu Okike Abiama. The truth, which is Chukwu Okike Abiama himself, that is what we have. And one with God is majority. That is why with their billions and millions, they are still shaking, they are shivering. Even when they have all the media in the world, they are still shivering. Even when they have bought over the Biafran media, they are still shivering. Because the project is not an individual project. It's a project that belongs to Chukwu Okike Abiama. And he knows how to manage his own project. He knows how to manage his own project. Not because we did something special, but because he has chosen us. He had decided to create a nation where he will be worshipped. And that is why Chukwu Okike Abiama is fighting the battle for you and I. So my beloved brothers and sisters, don't give up. Don't give up. Continue to pray for Biafra. Continue to pray for our leader, Mazi Nnamdi and support plans for their proper representation in the court so that they can come out and join us. As I always say, the only project that I know, personally that I know that is genuine today, is the project to bring Mazi Nnamdi out. Every other thing I cannot trust. Every other thing I cannot trust. The only thing I can trust today is the plan to release Mazi Nnamdi. The effort to release Mazi, that is the only project that when I hear it, you don't need to call me to advertise it. I will advertise it on my own. Every other thing today is secondary and it is a deception. We must be very careful. We must be very careful. We are in a very dangerous crossroad If we misfire, it will backfire. And before we recover, it will take another decade, if not a generation, because it is not easy. People like Martin Nandekana and Mazi Samanaka don't come by all the time. It takes time to get this kind of people. So we need to appreciate the people we have and continue to pray that Chukwu Okukabia will protect them, secure them, and bring them to us. My fellow dear friends, the Zoological Republic of Nigeria is gone and gone for good. And our duty is to show the world that Nigeria is irredeemable. The indigenous people in Nigeria need help. Urgent help. It is urgent to make sure that Nigeria ends. It is not, it's something that needs to be delayed again. It is an urgent issue. Very, very urgent. Nigeria is a failed state. And every single day, I come here evening to prove that Nigeria is a failed state with their own conventional media. I show you what is happening in their conventional media. When you listen to their own program in the conventional media, you will be convinced that Nigeria is a failed state. You will know that we are not just speaking out of anger or because we want to speak or because we want to tarnish the image of a person. We are not trying to tarnish the image of anybody. All we are trying to do is to speak the truth and not about the truth. But because we are speaking this truth in the social media, some take it for granted. They call us noisemakers. They call us troublemakers. They call us bigots. But at the same time, we are speaking the truth. And no amount of insult or abuse that will make us stop speaking. The only thing we have to do as we go into their own media, bring their own program in their media to show to the world, to back up every single thing we say, that it is not a made-up story. When we say Nigeria is a failed state, it is a failed state. So let us listen to this very program they have on the prime time, and you will see confirmation that Nigeria is gone. Those truths they don't want to hear, we will continue to bring it before them and before the whole world. Let us listen and hear what Charles has to say. Because this situation is not going to get any better. You think that the situation is going to get better? It will not. Instead of it getting better, it will get worse. So wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Okikabian, do not allow anybody to deceive you. Do not allow anybody to deceive you. The deception as we speak is so much, online and offline. The deception is huge from our people, from your fellow Biafra, from the people you so much trust. That is how dangerous it is. That is how dangerous it is, because the attack is coming mainly from the people you trust. You never believe that they can do what they are doing. But I bet you must not trust anybody. I want us to pay attention to this program because you are going to learn a lot. There's no way you can effectively pass this message without you going to their media to bring out their nonsense and let the world see it. We will continue to expose them. Let's hear what Charles has to say.
Shadows of insecurity have grown longer and darker across Nigeria. In Abuja, a dramatic courtroom boast including senior former security officials standing trial for treason and terrorism in a case that cuts to the core of national stability. One suspect, former Bielsa Governor Tinubu Silva, still at large amid serious questions about how deep alleged plots may run. But beyond the courtroom, the reality on the ground is even more sobering. Borno and Adamawa states, militants once again descending on vulnerable communities, killing, burning, looting, kidnapping, and other brutal
That is the
violence.
order of the day in Nigeria.
Insecurity
Insecurity is increasing.
And then a chilling escalation. Borno state militants linked to Boko Haram issued a stark ultimatum.
Imagine.
Meet their demands within 72 hours or risk the lives of hundreds of abducted victims, many of them women and children.
Imagine.
All of it placing the Nigerian state in a familiar but agonizing dilemma. Hold the line on no ransom or risk the lives of the barracks. So as Nigeria confronts these latest threats, how prepared is it to respond under pressure?
When you see them going, you think they are doing something.
Consider assessment of these developments. I'm joined now in the studio by the director of the Abuja School of Social and Political Thought, a rising analyst and professor of law, Dr. Sam Amadi, by the policy strategist and group CEO of the Global Investment and Trade Company, Baba Yusuf, and by the political analyst and ABC chieftain, Dr. George Abakari, who is also a doctor of political science. Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for coming in. And let me come to you first, Dr. Sam Amadi. Let's start with the trial of the alleged complotter. What does that tell us? Strength of institutions or cracks within the system?
Good, interesting. I mean, this is usually we hear that trial of complotter in the literature. Good. By the way, High Court it presupposes a greater commitment to fairness and due process because judicial procedure inherently by definition more rigorous. Of course, watch out for incidents whether it lives up to that billing. But again, weakness in the sense that the stories out there by the crew and the fact that this was almost going extremely very devastating, and the fact that when we think about democracy is a constant, we 2015 we crossed a political threshold, which is when the ruling party lost power to opposition, and that's generally classified as one step in the democracy consolidation. So Nigeria people would expect that their democracy would mature. Interestingly, the inability of democracy to produce social goods and direct legitimacy, the dwindling political legitimacy of democracy kind of brings us back to the fact that perhaps we're not out there, we're not out of the woods, so to say, we are still fragile, reversible. So for me, that's a show of weakness. Serious school and not turn around the scene of power. You know those actors were appointed to members or work someone who's just an advisor. So that this happened, that we picked up that quickly, and so this system. But again, I think the federal government pushed out to the back and brought this people out, make a case through lawyers with legal presentation. I don't know, this strengthens rule of law, but still is that said that we are still vulnerable to the court, just like what it was in West Africa.
Indeed, that is a very good point, and thank you for that opening salve. I'm not going to dwell on that now, because I mean, obviously, the case is ongoing, and we'll have to see how it turns out. But it sort of mirrors a wider issue of insecurity, especially persistent insecurity. From a northern perspective, how deeply are communities losing faith in the state's ability to protect them?
To be honest, it's increasing by the day to the extent that, and this is the reality, I'm going to put a caveat here. Mr. President is listening to the political leaders from the north of the APC, but the truth is there's a lot of lies and misdirection by these political leaders, majority, not all of them. To the extent, I'm from the north, by the way, I'm from the north, and we have all over the north, relatives, friends, allies, and we don't operate just in Abuja. We have people deep, in the grassroots that we support and we take care of, and they speak to us. And the truth is, there is a continuous, loss of confidence by the citizens of this country. And when we are not talking about parties and politics, we are talking about survival. According to Pastor Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of need, the first is to be survival. To the extent that there are people in Katsina, in Zamfara, in Sokoto, and some other parts of this country that are beginning to, out of frustration and out of complete hopelessness, beginning to say, you know what, why don't we engage these people and get some support from them? Allow us to go to the farm, allow us to live, at least with some relative peace out of desperation. And this now, over time, is becoming the norm, especially around the areas that are ungoverned, and now it's creeping into the government state, most especially with this. And I'm happy the APC stalwart is here to.
This is a raw truth that the northern part of Nigeria has been taken over. When we come on social media and we talk about it, they tend to paint it and water it down and say, oh, social media talk, are you on the ground? Are you on the ground? Look at somebody who is on the ground, they are saying it. That even the communities now have reduced themselves to going to the bandits to negotiate with them, obey their rules, pay tax to them in order to be alive. So for you to be alive in Nigeria today, mainly in the northern part of Nigeria, is obeying the order of the terrorists. If you don't obey them, you are gone and nobody's coming for you. That is how the insecurity has been. When we talk about Nigeria being taken over, it is not a joke. It is a reality. And that is why I go to their media to bring these things and play. So that you don't just hear it from us when we speak, you hear it from them also. Those of them who call themselves politicians, look at them, hear them speak.
Take this as a note. Because unless we have a Nigeria, we will not have a party. That's a very good, right? We will not have political parties. And that is the reason why we are bringing this to the extent that it is so bad in some part of the north when anybody makes a very objective remark or a very desperate plea for us to address the issue of insecurity, including the victims. The pushback is their opposition people. Yeah. And that's a good point you raised. Yes, so the issue here is the issue of insecurity is a problem for all of us. To the extent that they are mediating for people, they are imposing taxes on people, and they are taking a portion of the production of agri products out of these people. And we are seeing them mediating with our government officials. We are reintegrating them into society. That is the reason why the people are feeling hopeless. If you can reintegrate these people that have completely wiped us out and take them back into the armed forces and take them back into the civilian life, then why should we go and continue killing ourselves? So to that extent, we need to take this on board wholesomely, whether the people that are going to campaign for opposition or the ruling party. Otherwise, we are continuously sliding into the abyss of backwardness.
Let me come to you, Dr. George Abatahi, because you are an APC chieftain. I saw you scribbling furiously while Baba Yusuf was talking. But keep in mind that Baba Yusuf...
And the shameful thing that the person that is coming to defend APC is an Igbo man. Look at him with the red cap. He might definitely be an Igbo man defending nonsense, idiots.
In non-aligned, absolutely. So it's not about defensiveness, it's about facing the truth.
No, he's going to defend truth from APC.
What your reaction is to what he said, and also
truth from Nigerian politicians.
While you're answering that, whether you can also
you must be dreaming.
Answer whether Nigeria is fighting too many security battles at once without a coherent strategy.
Thank you very much.
I mean, sorry to put you on the spot, but I mean, you're an APC person, so what can I say?
Thank you very much for that question. You see, the issue of insecurity in Nigeria is just immanent in this current administration.
Yeah, but you told us when you were running for office that one of the things...
Excuses.
Fundamentally is insecurity.
And truly, the president is dealing with insecurity head on. The insecurity is something that has become inherent, in our country.
So you're powerless to do.
No.
That's what you're saying.
No. The point is that the president has done a good lot, to work on this insecurity issues. A lot armaments, equipment, have provided Nigerian military,
Hmm.
probably more than any other administration since 1999. You see what I mean? The president is really good at, what is going on in Borno State and in Yobe, it's not a relative unity. And to tell you the truth, sometimes most of this thing is being politically motivated. It is being politically
Imagine.
motivated. The issue
When you are talking about serious issues, they will bring politics into
in
it.
foreign country is a step in the right direction. And that will also
That foreign country backs their lives and scattered out of the region because they didn't have confidence. I mean, you're saying working with a foreign country, the Americans, like once we put out a statement just a week or a couple of weeks ago, saying that telling their people to pack their bags and go.
see. Nigeria is a very huge country.
Imagine.
And the president is doing a lot to curtail insecurity.
But can you admit that that is not enough?
Well, I wouldn't say that it's not enough. He has done a whole lot. He has provided armament, he has provided equipment for the military. And you see, sometimes these things are also politically right.
Well,
the point is this.
Yeah.
The point is this.
These people are very funny.
All insecurity is not about APC, it's not about
An idiot.
That's exactly the point he was making. Yeah.
We urge all Nigerians, irrespective of your political, ethnic, or religious affiliation, come on and work together.
But it is up to the president. Sorry, I'm going to come to you next examiner. It's up to the president to come out and say, I'm inviting members of the opposition. I'm inviting all parts of society to come together. Let's sit down and talk about this. But they're not doing that.
No. The administration has said it. Security is something that pertains to everybody. You're talking about insecurity. You remember in 2013, 2014, there was a time Boko Haram held on to several local governments.
We don't want to get into it. We want to talk about what is happening
That's
now.
what I'm
You
saying.
can't go to a family whose people have been abducted in the north. People have been killed and start telling them that in 2019, I mean, that's completely unacceptable. Well, let me come to you, Dr. Amadi. Let's look at potential solutions. We know, for example, that Boko Haram came out a few days ago and put out a video saying during the 72 hours that abducted 416 people and they needed the government to meet their terms. The government maintains a no ransom policy, which is morally strong but practically costly. Is that position still defensible in the face of mass abductions?
It's one of those policy crises in terms of then you die, not then you die. So it's difficult to policy. I mean, Israel also have a policy. The US have a classical crisis of should you save these people and create a moral hazard and self-reinforcing practice and pattern. But essentially, the problem with terrorism and all kinds of payment is that it feeds back into the trade business. But the problem is they understand terrorism. The Nigerian state is very weak. You made a point. Fighting terrorism, you need to complement the whole strategy. You need to go about the right course of strategy. And if you have a strategy, coherent is no more. If your situations are not coherent, you can't fight them. So the Americans are pulling back because for long we're talking about even people who are insiders who themselves are collaborators. If you look at stories around how they acquire arms, if you look at all these anecdotes about even officers who have put them in service and talking about their experience, it tells you that you need more strategic overhaul of that system. And the problem with the Coconut government, I mean, they can push back, kick the can, and say, okay, do it for a team. But essentially, why you come to government every time is to solve a problem that you will identify it. And you made a good point also. National Assembly has never held a bipartisan national commission. We saw 9/11 when it happened. It triggered for the first time congressional bipartisan that gave us the Department of Homeland Security. It never existed. So you can see a response that's innovative a crisis comes, is dimensioned properly, leadership on top of that problem, and what you know, one evidence like going to solve that problem is what innovative institution or policy or arrangement flows from it. So the person have to be capacity has also shown to break this bluff. So you know what? We get our people out. So they will put up a facade of no payout, but the narrative doesn't add up. We are hearing stories, and what I would presume that they're going to put the boat together, maybe beat it down, and pay off or get this Nigerian scheme. So it's sad, tragic
It is
that
very
we
sad.
cannot, get these guys, and the Americans will bluff us and get the guys out. Go there. We saw the, when they by this landed the American contract picked up the hostage. Not only without that capacity, and we should have put them in a big stage. I had this conversation with that person. I said, it's Nigerian state is weak. But the Nigerian leaders are blustered.
That was at one point the Minister of
We are
Defense.
blustered.
Yeah.
Everybody feels they talk like we are such great guys or something. But we are actually getting weaker every day. And nothing shows that we pick up from the terrorists seem to be winning us strategically. I mean, they can kick their people and do the video, and you can't show them that they're weak and win them. And say,
Yeah.
look,
And it's interesting that you mentioned homeland security, because there's so many countries that have special forces that are trained up at, above the normal sort of soldier or police or whatever who can go in and do these special operations that neutralize elements that are essentially causing problems like this. But let me come to you, Baba Yusuf. That ultimatum by Boko Haram, they gave 72 hours, or they're going to, they said we never see these people again. Either they're going to designate them or they're going to kill them. Do you see that as a tactical escalation or a sign that they're actually feeling more emboldened now?
They're actually feeling more important. Breaking news towards this evening, sources have told us that they have actually, and if not the sources, they have already broadcast it. They have selected about 61 of the females, and they are going to start sharing them out in the next couple of hours so they don't get feedback. So they are becoming more empowered. And the truth is, profound respect to the government. It is an escalation. We are seeing escalation. They are moving deeper into Nigeria. They are very strategic. They are even doing what we call in corporate world mergers and acquisitions. They are collaborating. They are partnering, right? ISWAP, Boko Haram.
You wouldn't know, would you?
Absolutely, because it is public knowledge.
Yeah.
But more importantly, absolutely, it is part of what we do. And you talk about the investment in the military. It was held about 7% of the total budget of time.
Shameful.
Very this crucial time. And that speaks volume with regards to the seriousness we take defense, with regards to the seriousness we take security, politicization or no politicization. I would have reckoned that by now we are doing additional disbursement for the military to be able to acquire the armament and the capacity.
There'll be no question of their money coming out of the right.
So this particular issue is a telltale sign. Let me mention something key to what you said about the Americans pulling out and about how important this is. I know we know the name of a man called Ahmad Hussein Ashar. He's presently the president of Syria, popularly called Abu Muhammad al-Junayd.
Yes.
He's the head of the transition, government of Syria. This gentleman was an insurgent. This gentleman formed what you call the Al-Nusra, which became an arm of Al-Qaeda. Everybody knows it. And they were working towards toppling the government of Bashar al-Assad. Now, in foreign policy and international geopolitics dynamics, why I said the other day that if we don't take time, we may even see them in the Senate and House or become governors, because here is a man that was Al-Qaeda.
Absolutely.
He was jailed between 2006 to 2011. He was able to come out. He was able to fight. And they were able to disintegrate the government of Syria. And today, when the chips were down, and global geopolitics showed to the global powers that the best person to work with is Ahmad Hussein. Ahmad Hussein has become the president of Syria, and he's the president. And in fact, he was welcomed by Donald Trump in the White House. Now, why am I saying this? What you consider inconsequential insecurity. The other day I had an APC primary APC aspirant in Arise TV a couple of days ago, Senator Wadada, that was saying they were asking him what he has to offer. And with regard to security, the profile reception Senator Wadada was saying it is just small compared to other things. It's never very bad. This is how we came to where we are today. Security is like a cancer. The more you delay to address it, the more it becomes dangerous and the more you are unable to reach. So the point is this: we should understand that these people are becoming more emboldened. They have external support. The people that are ready to support us can only support us to the extent that internally we are ready.
Yes,
We are coherent and we are doing the things we are supposed to do.
Yes.
How do you expect Americans to stay when we are deploying 7% of the total budget for defense?
Well, I've got to come to you, Dr. Abakari, and I don't need to, as I said, we don't need to put you on the spot because you don't represent the entire agency. You just happen to be a member of the party. So let me just ask you this. Looking at what you've heard so far, and being as objective as you can, irrespective of your party, if you were advising the government tonight, what decisions would you prioritize to reach that 72-hour deadline that Boko Haram have given? Beyond party affiliations and all the rest of it, you're a Nigerian citizen and you feel things for the people of this country.
Well, I think I'll leave this for the president and the hierarchy to decide on what to do. The president has said it several times. He's not going to negotiate with terrorists, which to me is a step in the right direction. Because negotiating with them means empowering them to continue doing what they want to do.
Are they not negotiating? That is the lie. The lie from the pit of hell. You will not negotiate, but you are negotiating. Your government is paying ransom, negotiating and paying ransom on daily basis. You're saying you re-radicalize them and reintroduce them into the military, and you send them to abroad to go and study. Is that not negotiation? How can you be saying different thing and you're doing different thing? Your party's government is negotiating with the terrorists daily basis. They are negotiating with them, calling them their brothers and their sisters. And look at that idiot. Guys, I don't know where these people come from. I don't know what gave them the audacity to come and think they can deceive the whole world on a national TV.
What about the fact that you need to empower the Nigerian army that is going to take them? What about the 7% budget? What's your reaction to that as a Nigerian citizen?
But I believe so far the president has empowered the military.
So by giving them
No. Prior to the 7%, we're already empowering.
But we're talking about the 7%. That's the issue. If you're fighting,
That is how idiotic you will look when you are defending nonsense.
You've got to be consistent in your policies, your funding, everything. You've got to display very strong political will. And that political will is manifested by things like the budget and things like the policies that you put out.
I think very important thing is for the government to find out the particular people that are sponsoring these terrorists. There are some Nigerians that are sponsoring them. That's how they don't get their money fundamentally from SLR,
Now you want to deviate.
Get it mostly from Nigerians. So it's important that we find out the people that are sponsoring them.
You have the list for a long time.
That money flow, money trail, if we call it off,
Right.
that would be very difficult for them.
We're fast running out of time for the first half of this program. So let me come to you, Simon, and then I'll come to you, and we'll take a break. And just be as brief as possible. What immediate practical steps, not long-term plans, but immediate plans, would you recommend that can actually change the situation on the ground now?
I think two. First, this is around these hostages. It seemed to me which I cannot myself, bank upon them to have that kind of capacity to launch a raid and not create collateral damage massive. So if we If we have that, we should do that quickly. If we don't have that, I think the key issue here is a sense in which we should depoliticize security. I think, look at the appointments. If you look at, apart from Musa Kone, who the president
Christopher Musa, who's the Minister of Defense.
who the president chose as Chief of Defense, Minister of Defense. If you look at it, it doesn't come with it. That is what says that we removed people life because different from terrorism. So that should go up point. And how you know how government that is the kind of people they appoint to this position, it signals a certain concept of seriousness. It doesn't budgeting issue. So what I would recommend that is I think it's good for real, if you like, presidential summit. The point is that we need to understand that I think that there's something not working fundamentally with strategy. We need to now say, can we quickly bring experts, not necessarily political partisans, to look at what should be done? Because yes, we might need to have several Boko Haram is not going to win anonymous. They're going to win and do the biggest spectacle. Even if we do this, I'm not, it's hard to say we're doing that. We may be forced to pay or we may be forced to lose our citizens. Even if this battle will bring a series of battles. The way the country is not going to function, we don't have the strategy, we don't have the coherence, we don't even have the leadership and prioritize.
Nothing, you have nothing.
So I would say, first, get the act together. If you can get this ball out through the common kind of operation, I don't know that you know become I have my doubts. I didn't go to it. It will pay off and we force this guy to fight it. But when we pay or not pay, this will not time to have failed. So it's like the West and then we strategy to do it.
Baba Yusuf, briefly before we take.
First of all, whatever it takes to get our citizens back, negotiation or not, you don't negotiate from the point of weakness. We are weak. We are on low ground. Whatever it takes to get these people out, Chibok gets in our minds. There's still thousands of people that are in captivity. This is staring at us in the face. I urge Mr. President, whatever it takes, bring them back. First. Secondly, we need to stop babysitting terrorists. The repentant Boko Haram quote does not exist. The reassimilation of Boko Haram is a strategy for Boko Haram to further infiltrate our military,
Absolutely.
infiltrate our intelligentsia, and continue going back. In 2020, a Boko Haram person killed a colonel. You remember Colonel DC Pano? He killed him. 3 weeks ago, another one killed a civilian JTF in Borno. He turned the gun against him. And on you will wonder, why are we always a step behind them? Somebody is giving them information, talk about intelligence. But are we doing counter-spying? Are we doing counter-intelligence? Have we infiltrated them the way they are infiltrating us? We must be very clear about this fight. We are at the state of war, we should not be deceived. And I would expect in the next 1 week or two for us to find money wherever it is and deploy the entire 100% of the budget of defense.
Good point. Stay with us. You're watching the Rise Prime Time. Authorities say some airline debts may be written off, but for passengers, relief still looks uncertain, which raises a critical question. With billions earned from rising crude prices, can any of that windfall be used to stabilize the aviation sector? Or will the burden once again fall on Nigerians? Our top-tier analysts are still with me. They are the director of the New School of Social and Political Thought, Arise News analyst and professor of law, Dr. Sam Amadi, the policy strategist and group CEO of the Global Investment.
You see, the problem of Nigeria is something that cannot be solved. And my major reason of playing their program is for the world to see, and you Biafrans to see, that it is not just we complaining. Every single thing we complain about is something that is already there in the zoo, and even people in that contraction complain the same. The only difference is that we are in the social media and they look down on us. So we must have to always go to their media to bring out this information so that the world will see That those things we are crying about, more especially the Biafrans, those things we are pointing at and crying, is real. It's real. It's not a joke.
Yeah, or not. Then
It's real. And we will continue to expose these issues to the world. We can never, ever back down on our quest for Biafra. That is the only solution for us. If you think there is something else that will be done, you are a joker. The only way for us is Biafra. That is why you must continue to demand for Biafra, anywhere you are. Continue to support the question and continue to ask for the release of our Supreme Amazon Nandekam and other Biafran political prisoners. Our leaders, more especially Mazin Nandekam and Mazin, they must be released because their presence will go a long way to bring solution to our problem. It is very clear the stage we are today. You can continue to pretend about it. You can continue to listen to people that give you fake promise, but I'm telling you that all is not well. And we need to do something before it is too late. Let us listen to this very one and hear what they have to say on this very platform. Because what I do here is to bring you all their nyama nyama and all their talk. We look into it, we digest it, and then we know where we go from there. Let us hear them, what they have to say on this very platform.
yeah, or not. There's someone that was sending messages on WhatsApp. Please, Esther, can you call Mr. Idris Zachary? I said, you guys don't even understand the journey I've been trying to get this guy. So I'm so happy that you finally made it. And I have Mr. Awa Omiko. Mr. Awa Omiko is a political. They say, who are you? Who is talking? Your people are killing each other. You have tribal differences. You have religious differences. Your president cannot do what not. The embarrassment is too much. And I would say the Nigerian government needs to look into this. That we need to resuscitate our country's respect. It's very vital. And how do we do that? I don't know how, but the president needs to make sure that jobs are created. Call on the state governors to do what they need to do to create job opportunities and ask that Nigerians return home. Can you imagine Nigerians being in Darfur, Sudan? You will see Nigerians there.
I got messages from Bahrain, from Qatar, from there's a particular country called Oman. Nigerians, in fact, they say they arrest them and they say sometimes they are subjected to things as horrific as organ trafficking. So they're calling, and wait. The frustrating thing about it is that these people will reach out to people they think are influential on social media as opposed to the designated channel of government communication. That is how much of despair that the average Nigerian faces, even outside his own country. No, we are not talking of the one that happens in your own country. Also. When I think about, we are mentioning South Africa now. I made a video last time we were protesting in Abuja. Yes, it was the protest. I was protesting in support of it because I want a multi-party democracy.
Yeah.
I don't want my country sliding into a single-party democracy in my lifetime. And somehow that video managed to escape into the algorithm of South African TikTok. And I have thousands, because the video did millions of views. I have thousands of persons on TikTok. The video is right there, you can go view as I'm speaking. Thousands of persons from South Africa. Some encouraging that please go ahead protest. Your government needs to fix your country so that people can get the hell out of there. And some other persons were saying, those of you here in South Africa that are stealing our jobs, your brothers have started protesting in Abuja. Go and join them and fix your country and stop running away from your country. You cannot fix your country. So many disparaging, disrespectful, completely oblivious of the massive contribution that Nigerians have made in that country, even before their independence and post-independence, because there are Nigerians who do bad things everywhere, but there are also Nigerians doing incredible things everywhere they find themselves. So, in a nutshell, we are not respected anywhere in the world. That is the word. That is the underlying factor is respect. You cannot play rough play
with an American citizen. Anywhere in the world, you can't do it. You just cannot do it. It will not cross your mind to do it. And even if you're crazy enough to do it, you are assured, you are most assuredly of the consequences of taking such action. Same with a British citizen, same with a Canadian citizen, same with a French citizen, same with any citizen of the world, any citizen in Europe, in South America, even in North America, even in parts of South America. But citizens of Nigeria, not only are they second-class citizens in their own country, they are also second-class citizens everywhere else they find themselves. There's a protest I saw in the city of Manchester asking immigrants to go. And now they are tightened their visa application process that it will be a certain type of miracle for you to get visas if you have not had a visa before. And to take this from this is someone speaking who has first-hand experience. So that's all.
I think the world is facing its own crisis. Look at it, it's either immigration crisis, economy, political. In fact, it's all over the place. The issue is that Nigerians need to be up and doing. If we begin to talk about South Africa, we were once the frontline states. I remember students were only charged as, and then as much as 15 naira. That's your pocket money. You were asked to volunteer to
the struggle in South Africa.
Yeah, to the struggling in South Africa. We were frontline states. Among the frontline states, those pushing that apartheid should go. But they failed to understand that the same law that brought apartheid in South Africa was tested in Nigeria and it didn't work. In 1947, it didn't work because the likes of Ruani stood and his friends stood against it and said this will never happen in this country. And because of that, the judges and everything said no. They rioted. They went to the streets of Lagos in 1947.
1947.
But yet, in 1948,
Africans were.
they were those side there. And they still are. But the fact that they have failed to realize the magnitude and the magnitude of effort put into their freedom, they were able to fight for themselves. The Civico's tried that they were incarcerated. Mandela, you can begin to count names about that. But it's quite unfortunate that even the African spirit, they are helping to kill the African spirit. The likes of Nkrumah, the likes of Zeke, and the likes of Kenya Kawanta and the rest. Fought for that. So all these years of East Africa and Jomo Kenyatta and the rest of Kenya, and you can see that with all this, in fact, Africa can't hold its place.
It's quite unfortunate.
I think I need to lean in, whereas it is important, whereas we can clearly see that the average South African is by nature, the average African South, when I'm being careful, I don't want to use a word that is that can be considered a racist.
Okay.
The average black South African appears to be lazy. I mean, when we have to get past the censorship of truth.
Yes.
You cannot censor the truth. Appears lazy and does not know who his true enemies are. And
lazy, ignorant.
And those are one thing you cannot take away is that our country, Nigeria, is no longer respected.
Yeah.
If we had, there are Canadians in South Africa, living in South Africa, making millions in South Africa. There are Germans, there are Americans, there are British, there are even the white South Africans.
Yeah, and they couldn't go against them. Yes. We saw the video. They couldn't fight them.
They don't fight them because those people know themselves and they are respected. We don't know ourselves. We have no business. We have no business exporting the best of our brains everywhere in the world to the point that the best of our brains are now being rejected by the world. Not only rejected, being ridiculed.
I saw a video where a trader was trading and he says he's documented, he married a South African, his children could be considered South Africans. He said no.
They reject our women who are going for antenatal. They will tell you that you cannot use South Africa. People go there and enforce it. These are not law enforcement. And the system seems to be handicapped.
Yes.
Because how can
they can't control them?
No fairness. Think about it for a moment. If we were having the reverse, South Africans, Nigerians were reacting to South Africans.
can you genuinely expect the Nigerian police to put down Nigerians against South Africans?
Okay.
So if you say to the South African, can you genuinely, these South African policemen are their brothers and sisters, they come from the same village, they come from the same settings, they have similar economic realities. Do you genuinely think that those people will take the side of the immigrants as opposed to those of the indigenous? For me, in final analysis,
Time this thing has happened, even if some South Africans say it's a political undertone. We have South Africans in this country.
Absolutely.
We have Lebanese, we have Indians, and they're doing so well. They have so many businesses and
one of the
establishments.
biggest businessman in Nigeria is Shoguri. Shoguri is not a Nigerian.
You can imagine
I think he now has a Nigerian passport, but it's not originally a
So do
Nigerian.
you know most of our media industries, most of our enterprises are owned by these individuals?
Our major media industries are owned by South Africans. I can name names. Our major network providers are owned by South Africans. They rake in billions in dollars from Nigeria. And they make more profit in Nigeria than
Nigerians.
than South Africa. And they repatriate this money to their country.
And I wonder why they're all quiet when all of this is happening.
The area I'm looking at it is that I see the hand of the South African government. You see, similar thing, there was a time, I think, years ago, was during the time of Buhari or so, there was a time some group of Nigerians simply rose to say they're going to attack and destroy properties that belongs to South Africans. But the government stood against that. To say no, we are the big brother in Africa. I think that quote and unquote, that big brotherism is not being respected. And it's high time, if our government refuses to do anything, it's high time the citizens which decided Nigeria should resort to self-help.
But let me ask you a question, Mr. Awa. If that is to take place, which telecommunication does Nigeria own?
I genuinely feel that we shouldn't the action Nigerian government preventing Nigerians from doing to South African business what the South Africans are doing to our citizens and compatriots is the right thing. I mean, you cannot cure a psychiatric problem by being mad. For you to cure psychiatric problems, you have to be sane. So that's why you see sane doctors are those working in psychiatric hospitals. You cannot cure madness.
No, what I'm even saying, Mr. Zachary, is that it's like we are dependent on these guys. If you start going to disturb them or disrupt the facilities, who loses?
And you know the people affected on
We lose heavily.
You know the people affected on
Exactly.
those who will not come back into the country without anything to stand with. And if care is not taken, they too will resort to crime. So the influx will be much. And this is why the two countries need to meet. Some are accusing the underhands of there's an underhand dealings with Nigerian government and South Africa, which has not been proved. But we can't totally rule that out because certain set of people have been segmented to be punished, even outside the country.
Of course. Now you dey talk.
There must be need.
Your government is part of the problem.
South African government, and so there must be a stop to this.
Your government
Mr. Awa,
in
NICOM
Nigeria
has
is
said
part
that
of the
Nigerians
problem.
should stay
You just
indoors,
nailed
they should
it.
close their shops and businesses. I think on the 27th it's their Freedom Day, so they would start shouting.
I was just waiting for you people to finish because you just nailed it. The abuse, the insult, the attack against Nigerians in South Africa, which are mostly Biafrans. You prefer to use that title Nigerian. There is no Hausa man there. There is even no Yoruba man there. We are talking about attack against the Biafrans, the Igbos in South Africa. And you know that the government of Nigeria is sponsoring a negative attack against us all over the world. So when you hear that there is government undertone, it is not a made-up issue. It is a fact. Even though, because you are in the zoo, you can't speak about it much. I thank God that you were able to be bold enough to chip it in, whether they will hear or not. But that is a fact. A certain group of people, the Igbos have been marked out to be destroyed across the world, our reputation, our businesses. The same way they are destroying our businesses in Nigeria, they want to do the same in all parts of the world, and they are pushing it. So when you see Ghana issued a statement on their own citizens, and they said give a strict statement, not just a mere word, a strong statement. But for Nigeria, is it not the Igbos that are there? It is Igbo people. It is the Igbo people in South Africa. Who again? So they don't care.
Saying that they don't want foreign nationals anymore as part of their freedom quest, so they ask them to stay indoor, and that what's her name? Bianca Ono is having a conversation with the South African government. So far, South Africa has met with the Ghanaian government. When I mean meet, they've met face to face, and the Ghanaian government has said, "We're giving you a deadline. Our nationals cannot be killed by you guys." This is Ghana.
Yes,
Ghana
is respected.
Exactly.
Ghana is not that
Ghana spoke and gave a deadline.
Look, let's face it, Ghana is respected. Ghana has a university. Ghana is not the poverty capital of the world. Ghana does not have 30 million people. Ghana, the hungry people in Nigeria is more than the population of Ghana. Right? Ghana does not have 140 million more than the poor. Ghana is respected. Ghana is able to secure its borders. There are entire local governments in the hands of non-state actors in Nigeria. Ghana is not fantastically corrupt like our country. Ghana is not stealing from itself and taking to foreign countries. Do you know how many Nigerian governors have houses in South Africa? There's a former
even hotels.
There is a former Edo governor that has houses in South Africa. I even heard that one of them was duped from him. And EFCC cannot see beyond this. The eyes of EFCC is tied. It's only when it comes to your own boys and companies that they are rating from house to house.
Yes, and I heard that the boys like they came against them yesterday.
Get to a point. There are the big deals. There are bigger fishes to fry. You cannot leave the big fish and fry the fish.
Oh, do you hear that Hadi Sirika, former aviation minister, actually is going for Senate under the APC?
Yes, Yahaya Bello that paid school fees ahead for his children.
That is your Nigeria.
You mean the white liar?
Yes,
that is in Nigeria we are.
There are multiple rights abuses in Kogi State that are on look. The truth is two things. Number one, Nigeria is not respected. We need to treat our country the way our leaders need to fix our country the way that is respected. Number two, is twofold. The government food. The government food is that they need to stop so that our country is respected. And the second fold is that the citizens need to know that you cannot escape away from a dangerous system. You cannot escape away from a disgraced system like us. Trump called us a now disgraced country. You cannot escape from a disgraced country. Disgrace goes with you. So wherever you find yourself, get disgraced. That's why we are disgraced in South Africa, we are disgraced in Britain, we are disgraced. Master's degree holder, former bank managers in this people are doing minimum wage job in the United States.
Drivers in the US. There are drivers in the US washing more.
Wash plates.
Things they can't do here, things they can't do in their own home country.
Yeah, it is.
And some people will even close their shop, sell off whatever they have.
Sell your property.
To go there and do that kind of job.
Go there and be a street cleaner.
No, again, you can't blame these individuals. There is a reason why they do what they do. And they end up turning out better. Those of us who refuse to take that chance, are we better than them? The answer is no. When there is problem in the family, who do you call? The man who lives abroad. So
because of the naira to
and
dollar
imagine
exchange.
just $1,000 times it times by 1,300
or 350.
or 350.
That's 1,350,000 naira.
The man just said, "What is happening there? Keep quiet. I'll send you $1,000." And the problem is solved. And this is a bank manager that left his banking job to go and be a driver or street cleaner over there. But the issue is that we need to wake up. Work on our economy, work on our politics and politicking, and work on ourselves. Nigerians are respected. Nigerians are brilliant.
Very.
Nigerians are hardworking.
Very.
Nigerians, anywhere, any condition,
Keep deceiving yourself.
can attempt to that.
Very true.
But are we respected internationally? No. The answer is capital no. Because our government is not. And our government is equally an insult to the
Injury.
by not even standing for the citizens outside the country.
Do they have citizens outside the country? The people that have citizens outside the country are Biafrans.
That is false. If you look at
Nigeria has no citizens outside.
You just talk to any American businessman and see what US government is doing. Was it not years ago they kidnapped some some engineers in Niger Delta? Just two of them. And the whole American government sent ex-convicts, spies, sent policemen to come and take them, pick them up, to come and discover, carry them wherever they
And they did it successfully.
They did it successfully. There was one. And they went back. After going back, they now reported to our government that this is exactly what they have come to do. Is that not a big blow?
Oh, wow.
An American missionary that was kidnapped. He sent seals, got into Boko Haram, terrorist territory, wiped them off completely, recovered his country, flew him on the chopper, one of their bases in North Africa. And that is the same place terrorists don't know where they are.
Or what to do about them.
That's why we are not respecting.
An American government will tell you, one America is equal to 7 citizens of the world. What is a Nigeria worth?
So what is Nigeria's crime actually? What's Nigeria? What did we do?
Bad leadership and complacency of citizens.
You think we're complacent?
Yes, very compliant.
You are.
I like numbers. In the last presidential election, 93 million people registered to vote. Only about 23 million votes.
This is where you get it wrong. Your complacency is not just an election. Election has never and will never solve your problem. Since 1960, you got your independence. How many years? More than 60 years now. Has election solved your problem? All you do is in every election, you complain, and they fix who they want to fix. Every election, you complain, and they choose who they want to choose. Has election ever been a solution to the problem of Nigeria? It has never been, and it will not be. The more you continue to vote, the more you continue to call for insecurity. Participating in Nigerian politics or election is actually endorsing fraud, endorsing terrorism, endorsing debt. Anytime you go and you vote in Nigeria, you are endorsing insecurity. In case you don't know, whatever you are doing in the name of that Nigeria, you are endorsing, because Nigeria at the first place was not created to succeed. Why don't you think about why Nigeria was created? It was created for control and for economic interests. For control and for economic interest. That was why the British created Nigeria. And up till tomorrow, Nigeria is still serving the interests of the British. Control and economic interests. They passed that control to the hand of the Fulani Janjaweed. And Fulani is trying to take control as much as they can. The entire country, they want to control it. Because that is what Nigeria was meant to be. And that is why British is not talking about, Britain is not saying anything about insecurity in Nigeria. Britain don't have anything to discuss when it comes to insecurity in Nigeria. They don't care. They don't care. Because that is the structure they put in place. They put that structure. Control through the Janjaweed. That is what they are doing today. The more, as long as the Janjaweed are in charge, the resources will continue to flow to them. So when you come here and you begin to talk about election, you are only deceiving yourself.
Inept government, corrupt government. Nobody respects when you steal from yourself. Nobody respects when you take what belongs to your country, take it to their country and put it there. You think they respect. They don't respect. No. They just take it because they need money. Money comes from your body. You cannot be stealing from yourself. Nobody respects a country that builds individual wealth as opposed to public wealth. Public wealth takes care of everybody.
Yeah.
Speak grammar. After speaking grammar, next year you go and vote.
So you have, that's why you have in Nigeria very rich people but a very poor country or community. So it's like, you see, that's why you have a big man syndrome. You see people that say money is water, money is water. They are going to the place, they carry tactical policemen. How can you not be safe with the people?
Your own home base.
So that tells the whole story about whether your money is money in water or it's proper money. Proper money leaves everybody satisfied. Ill-gotten wealth leaves everybody poor and everybody angry to the point that they are looking for a way to get to it.
And there are some lazy Nigerians actually who feel entitled. They feel that if my brother is rich, he ought to sort me out. They're supposed to do everything. They don't want to work. They don't want to do anything. There's a sense of entitlement.
Yes, I tell you a quick story, so I don't take up on the end.
Yeah.
I used to give a talent that many will consider you are a musician, you are Davido. Your song is consumed by millions. Say you are Felati, tomorrow Fela's song is still consumed by millions. I am an avid consumer of Fela's song. Even Fela's children cannot be poor.
It is well. But Mr. Zachary, there's more stuff from you before I come to Mr. Awa. And the chieftain of the ADC very recently, Usman Austin Okai, says the media war between obedience and ethical.
Rabbi Musa Kwankwaso, the two people issues. And that was what Obasanjo in his own wisdom thought could be the bridge, the thing that will bring peace. But instead of bringing peace, it set us.
These are a bunch of idiots. I do not want to listen to Nigerian politics. That is not why I'm here. And so because of that, I'm going to cut them off. And we are going to end the program here. Hopefully by the special grace of Chukwu Okukabiyama, tomorrow evening time, I'm going to be online. Tomorrow is Sunday. I wish you all a very happy Sunday. And I wish you all a wonderful weekend. We are going to see again tomorrow evening. Tomorrow, I'm not going to have a morning program. Tomorrow is Sunday. I'll be having service at the church. Then, usually on Sundays, I have my program only in the evening. And by the special grace of Chukwu Okukabiyama, evening tomorrow, we shall come back again and continue to expose and encourage each other. That is what we do. Give a voice to Mazin Nandekano and Mazin Salmanepa. That we have signed up and we will continue to do so. I appreciate every one of you that have been part of this program. Thank you so much for joining and see you again tomorrow by the grace of Chukwu Okukabiyama. Good night, everybody. Bye.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. There was a nation living in peace and unity. Yeah. There are people with love and harmony. Oh, yeah. They saw greatness rise up to its purity. With another people of different culture, a different heritage, biased and oppressive. Oh, I see. A nation from trigger of Africa, rising with strength and might and power. In due time, nobody gonna praise us. Rather, you all gonna embrace her. With your flag, with your flag, with your flag, with your flag. Oh yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. Oh yeah, Biafra is our home. Oh, it's my home. Yeah, Biafra is our home.
I reminisce way back 1967. Death toll on the block couldn't kind of even. Mama screaming, child squealing, pops on the ground. 2.5 years, over 3 million's gone. Why? Cause we asked for our freedom, and we're going back to our sovereign kingdom. They shut us down when we cried, the world said nothing. Sitting back in the crib, watching our suffering. Should I talk about the planes dropping shells like rain? Suka had the first taste of a hero's blood. Abagana Zobuni wave was stronger than flood, but the juke is too strong and fought them off on the chart. Thought the bloodshed's gone, then it came again. 216 and the massacre, it started again. So bloody name, I couldn't cry tears. Blood dripping down my eyes, water in my veins. We died trying to fight the cause and we're trying to break him. It's our freedom, but the world was against us.
Wave your flag over Africa. Welcome people of Biafra. Wave your flag over all the world. See those people of Zion is here.
It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion. It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home.